My mother was born and grew up in Żywiec, in south of Poland. Her mother died when she was 12. My mother then had to look after the house, cooking and cleaning. My mother had a soft hands and she loved to crochet and draw. When my mother was pregnant with me, she crocheted those angels for our Christmas tree, and when I was born, I moved my hands as if I was crocheting too. I came here first without my sons, and I felt so sad. One day I felt my mother's presence beside me in the bed and a warm feeling. She said, "It's okay, they will come."
My mother's name is Safi. She was born in Bukavu, in the Democratic Republic of Congo in 1960. She was a strong, independent woman who raised me as a single parent and encouraged me to do well in school. I could see how happy she was when I got good results. I remember looking at her getting ready before work, admiring her and hope one day I will grow to be as glamorous like her. My object reminds me of my mother's love of fashion. I am a young version of her, even better. Each time I cook the traditional food that she used to make, I can smell home and have an image of her standing in the kitchen singing gospel music.
My mother, Leonila, was born and grew up in Gapan, Nueva Ecija in the Philippines. She was mother to 3 boys and 3 girls. My mother knew the water buffalo better than I because she worked on my uncle's farm. I never went near the farm. My mother never talked about my father, leaving her for another woman. My mother cared for my older brother who had polio until he passed away when he was 18.
My mother, Aina Lasman, was born in 1938 in Snaipele in Latvia. My mother grew up in a very religious family in countryside. That was time of Second World War and communist system. She had a job as a bus conductor when she met my father and had 3 children. She never was talking how we were born. All I know, I was born at 4:30 on Sunday morning and still get up same time every morning. My mom was hard working and I don't remember hugs, but she was very caring. My creativity comes from my mother, who was sewing napkins at night after a hard day's work in the shop.
My mother, Poshi, was born in a village in Burma in 1968. She has 1 son and 3 daughters. My mother worked as a social worker in the refugee camp where she lived. She spent 10 years of her life there. I lived there until I was 6. We left there on my birthday, the 17th of September 2007. My mother's dress is a traditional Karen material and has a long history in our culture. We came here in 2007. My mother told me we did not know how to speak English, how to cook with electricity, or how to use the washing machine. Today, my English is better than my mother's. My mother does not like the cold Irish weather, but likes living in peace.
My grandmother was a sole trader who traded in kola nuts and pigeon. All the animals on her farm recognized her voice and would come running when she called, Beyoku! In my grandmother's house, there was no electricity. We went to the well for the water and carried it home on our head. We went to the farm to get firewood to cook with. She could lift heavy firewood without any help. She was a strong woman. In my grandmother's and mother's generation, they play shekere with groups of women at parties. I still use it till today.
My mother, Galina, was born in the Russian city of Kiev in 1941 when the Second World War began. Her father was a communist and she had 4 sisters and 2 brothers. I'm the only child of my mother. She gave birth to me when she was 33. My mother was married before she met my father, but she never spoke to me about this first marriage. She only spoke to me about it before she died. My mother was very skilled with her hands. We spinned our own wool from the dog hair we had at home, and we knitted socks, scarves, jumpers, and even mittens. Before she died, my mother made many bags and she gave them away to people as a memory. I'm still passionate about traditional crafts, and when I do something new, I always remember my mother.